Yes, folks, it's John G. Sutton here. Tales from the Jails. Yeah, today I'm going to talk about the MUFTI squad. We all know what they are. That's the actual MUFTI thing. Means minimum use of force, tactical intervention. Really, that's what they say anyway. There we are. Oh well, the MUFTI squad. Yeah, you see that? Flashpoint Zero. That's an expose in the Star newspaper from March the 24th, 1980. I was behind that, and you can see it was quite a big expose. It did about 3 days on it. Yeah. Peril is 3 to a cell. Bloodbath threat as the Scrubs. Oh, that nonsense. Well, it's not nonsense, was it? Because what happened? I mean, that is quite some time before the Strangeways riot, but it was quite obvious what was going to happen because it was massively overcrowded. They were holding 3 adult males in one cell designed for one man in the age of Queen Victoria. They were holding 3 men in one cell that size, and they were not allowing them out for 20 hours a day, 18 hours a day, more than that, locked up consecutively for 14 hours a night, usually from 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock till 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock the next morning, all that nonsense, seriously. And basically the inmates were starting to become extremely disturbed by this, and quite rightly. I mean, there was no sanitation in those days. It was basically you had a bucket, and you can imagine how that works. You've got 3 grown men in a cell, and I think it was 6 foot by 12 foot or something like that. Wasn't very big really, and they had to defecate, urinate, and eat the meals in there. I mean, this is just disgraceful, and that was what was the accepted practice. Now, in the 70s, when I was actively trying to promote an alternative trade union to the Prison Officers Association, I was saying that basically we can't treat people like this because eventually it is going to explode. It is going to happen, and quite rightly it would happen, because we're abusing people, and the times had changed. Unfortunately, the prison system had not changed. The prison system was still operating as if the inmates had experience of receiving and understanding direct orders, i.e. that they'd had a military background, because don't forget, when these prisons were at their height in the 1900s, all the men in the prison, all the inmates would have had military training. So when the prison officers, who would be ex-NCOs from the army, were giving them direct orders, like, right, you go back to your cell, they automatically recognised the voice of authority, and about Turner went back to the cell. You fast forward 50 years to the mid 1970s, and they don't. 99% of the inmates in the prisons have got absolutely no idea how to receive a direct order and what to do about it. So you get former NCOs from the British Army, such as myself, who are going into the prisons, say Wormwood Scrubs, and saying to inmates, right, get back behind your door, giving them direct orders. They look at you as if you're mad. Are you talking to me? Who do you think you're talking to? It's not my name. And then because you're accustomed to giving direct orders, you'd say, "Don't argue with me, boy. Get behind your door." They have to get aggressive. So that's how the aggression sparked. Now, with regards to the MUFTI squads, which is what I'm going to talk about, the minimum use of force, tactical intervention, I trained with them at Strangeways and we had them at the scrubs. At the scrubs we had pickaxe handles and great big shields, and the basic idea was that if the inmates kicked off, we would just march in. It'd be like any of you familiar with the Roman square, yeah, where they move forward? It was like that, like taking a step forward at a time behind the shields. And behind the shields you've got these pickaxe handles, great pickaxe handles with big metal heads. And the idea was that you'd get so far in, the square would open, you'd snatch some in, bash them. Seriously, that's what we were training to do. Seriously, administer some serious batterings. So you'd open it up, snatch them in, batter them, throw them out the back end, and that's how it progressed. That's how the mufti squads worked. I mean, it was hardly conducive to actually calming the situation down, was it? I mean, the right way to do it was to say, what's all this about? You know, what are you complaining about? Of course, they're complaining that they're being locked up for 23 hours a day, that there's no sanitation in the cells, that the food is not acceptable, that the staff are bullying them, abusing them, and they wouldn't be far wrong. Anyway, in the 1970s, I decided that something had to be done, because the problem was the Prison Officers Association were part of the management. They effectively were the management. So you didn't actually have any proper independent representation for the rank and file officers. You just didn't. It was basically do what you're damn well told, and if you complain, who do you complain to? You complain to your trade union, the Prison Officers Association. And who was running the Prison Officers Association? The management, principal and chief officers. They had a vested interest in maintaining the status quo. So I said, listen, as basic grade prison officers, we have no representation. If we complain, we're complaining to the people we're complaining about. And what's going to happen then? We're going to get stuffed, aren't we? That's basically it. We're going to get shafted. And that's what was happening. So I went on record and said, we've got to do something about it. I attempted to start a breakaway trade union, and to do so, I contacted the press. Here we have me on the front page of a national newspaper. Yeah. Jailhouse Rebellion. That is from, let me see what date that's from. I do forget, you see. I mean, it's not that long ago, is it? Let me see. It's oh yeah, that's March the 24th, 1980. Jailhouse Rebellion. Prison officer John Sutton from Strange Ways openly denouncing the fact that we are working in a Victorian dungeon. And that's what it was, that's what it still is, a rat-infested, vermin crawling, horrible dump. And the way that they enforced discipline was using the mufti squad. So that's my take on the mufti squad. It was just a gang of heavies that went in and beat the shit out of inmates. Basically. That's it. You know what it is, don't you? Don't need John to tell you. Anyway, I believe what I've seen today is that Charlie Bronson believes he's going to get parole. I believe he is. I sincerely hope he is, because it's an insult to humanity to keep somebody locked up that long. I mean, it just doesn't bear thinking about, does it, eh? I mean, the man in the iron mask wasn't behind bars that long. Anyway, it's time now. So come on, Charlie, get yourself out of there, lad. Even if you've got a tag on your leg, don't matter. We can dance. Time for the sing-song. That's the song dinger, by the way. Oh, see, folks, you see that flash in the background? That was Larry running for the hills with his billy goat gruff. Paula, yep, she's dropped her knitting. Catherine's been reading my books. Very good, Catherine. Thank you very much for your kind words. And I'm now going to ruin all that good work by singing to you. This is a song. I like this song. I'm not too sure I'm going to like it when I sing it, but at least I want to give it a go. Yeah, are you ready? This is originally by Patsy Cline. It's called Crazy. And this is dedicated to Charlie Bronson. Crazy, I'm crazy for feeling so lonely. I'm crazy, crazy for feeling so blue. I knew you'd love me as long as you wanted, and then someday you'd leave me for somebody new. Worry, why do I let myself worry? Wondering, what in the world can I do? Oh, crazy, crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. I'm crazy for trying. I'm crazy for crying. And I'm crazy for loving you. Crazy for thinking that my love could hold you. Yes, I'm crazy for trying. I'm crazy for crying. And I'm crazy for loving you. I bet you're crazy now. Yeah, Larry's beating his head against the wall. I can't take it anymore. I can't take it anymore. I'm as angry as hell, and I'm not taking this anymore. That's from Network, by the way. I highly recommend you watch that film. I sometimes feel like sticking my head out the front window and shouting, I'm crazy as hell, and I can't take it anymore. Yeah, Charlie boy, you'll be out soon. So that's my little take on the Mufti Squad. Don't forget to get my book, folks. It's here, yeah. I hope you've all read it by now. That's my name there. John G. Sutton at the bottom. HMP Manchester prison officer. I'm working on the next book, by the way, for all those of you who read it and liked it. I'm at nearly 50,000 words now. I was at 40,000 words the other day, but my computer was down yesterday. That's why I didn't get no update. No rants from John on Tales from the Jail. So I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like, leave me some comments, all the rest of it. And I do reply if I possibly can, you know. I try. Thank you very much for joining me here. Bye.